Hi, welcome back to another episode of Visionary Marketing Conversations. Join with me today, Gali, and we have special guest today, Kak Benita.
Hello, Gali.
Hi, Kak. How are you, Kak?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. So, let's just get straight into it, Kak. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? What do you do and all?
Okay, I'm Benita, but usually people know me on Instagram and TikTok as your girl Jeannie.
Okay.
I am a little bit tricky to let people know who I am because I do everything.
Yeah. But what do you describe yourself as?
Occupation-wise, I kind of run a one-man digital agency as well.
Okay.
Focusing mostly on social media and content creation. I am a content creator as well, and I'm currently having a community based in Bali. And I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of things to juggle, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, but one thing that I found interesting is your community, actually. So just can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, so it's frankly very new. The community is called Nice People Society.
Okay.
The goal of the community is to gather people in Bali, especially like women.
Okay.
Because I think I came up with this idea from a problem that we as an adult come like every day, that it is hard to make friends as an adult.
Okay.
Especially like when you're not in your hometown. Like me, I'm from Jakarta and I live in Bali, and I find so many people like living in Bali, and it's hard to make friends. People come and go nonstop here in Bali. So I want to make a space for people to just like meet each other, and it starts from online community, but the main goal is to meet people in real life. So from online you turn in real life, and then also to share experiences and businesses ideas, because I really find interesting to like know what people do, especially here in Bali, and I'm missing this in life right now. I'm missing where I want to grow more and know people and learn from different types of people. And this community serves that, as when you go to the event, for example, you get to know people, businesses, and then you kind of like share experiences, and maybe you can like team up with them and collaborate and partner up as business. So that's what the vision is.
That's I found that really relatable, because growing up, I myself also experienced this. Your social circle is narrowing down, and it's just harder to find new people. But is that also the case for you when you first built your community? You know, like gather people and to invite them to go to this one place offline.
I feel like that's the main problem, that like as you grow up, you like kind of like choose who people you want you surround with, because like you are what you surround with. And then actually it's so funny, because I just created this thread, like I post on threads about like I want to create this community. Like who was interested, and I saw lots of like great reaction on the threads, and I just like create a WhatsApp group. Because I learned that's how community works here in Bali. Like there are lots of like WhatsApp group for like events, and then surf group, everything. So I asked on threads, and then I see the reaction. People like, yes, please do, and then I just created it.
Okay, yeah. Well, WhatsApp is our like primary media of communication and that sort of things. But Thread is not really as the same level, let's say, as like Instagram or Twitter, like it's not that big, especially when they first launched. People just signed up, and then it kind of just dipped. And now I guess it starts growing slowly again. But yeah, I found it interesting that you found your people on Threads.
Yes, I believe that every social media serves different purposes.
Okay.
So like, let's say TikTok is for entertainment.
Yeah.
Instagram is like your created life portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And Threads, I believe that's where you build community because that's where opinions are.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I also like when it first launched, I also like went skeptical because like for Twitter or X, like I didn't really go into X and Twitter because sometimes it can be very weird then. But then like I jumped on Threads a little bit and then I left and then I was like just curious about it and I went again. I think maybe the algorithm turns a little bit better.
Pick it up.
It's picked it up and I think the link between Instagram and Threads is because it's like first the same as it is owned by Meta, so the algorithm is kind of like similar. So it takes what your interest,
from Instagram,
and then put it on Threads as well.
Okay, so I want to trace back to earlier that when you said that you gather your people on Threads and then you bring them to WhatsApp, but I was just curious: is that all, or do you post it also on Instagram or other platform?
Okay, so the community itself is only 2 months, 2 months old, so it's very new, and we have like around 250 people already. It started all in Threads, and I feel that's where people seek for like connections and communities.
Okay.
At first, I have lots of people from Threads, and I made an Instagram account for the community as well, so people can get information there. But thing is, I'm still wearing too many hats, and I don't have so many times to manage that.
Okay.
But I do post on the
Instagram?
The Instagram of the community, and I kind of like make it a collab post with my Instagram since like I have my own communities there too. So it's like integrations between my personal brand and the community.
The community,
yes. But in the future, I feel like I'm in the process of making the website, but I want the community to be not just focused on me and can grow by its own because the community itself is very independent. Like they can grow and have events by themselves. Like the people inside, they can just like chat, oh, who wants to have like dinner tonight, and they like just go out. Like the girls just go out. Like I want to play paddle tomorrow at 7. Okay, and then the girls just go out without me. So that's like I want this community not to be tied up to me. Because I just want to provide the space for people.
That's very nice of you because you just want to provide them space. You don't want it to be your centric because I know that you're very big on Instagram too.
Pretty okay.
Okay, but do you use like do you have like content plan or do you have tools to manage your social media for maybe both your community and your personal brand?
For the community, I don't really post that much because I'm still like lacking of content. I should be better about it, but like as the community grows and we have so many events, we're gonna have more content for the photos of the events, and then like that's where I see when the growth of the Instagram will go.
Okay.
So not really on the community side of the content planning. My Instagram side, my personal branding is a little bit mixed because the thing with like personal branding, sometimes you need to be balanced between like to make it like a job and no, because if you make like for me, especially personally, if I make this my Instagram as a job, I don't really enjoy it because I did that once with all the paid collaborations. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't serve like what I want to serve.
To share,
to share. So it needs to be a balance of what I want to post and also all the collabs. I do lots Canva. I use Canva a lot. Before I use Adobe, but sometimes I feel like Canva is very easy. Sometimes Adobe is like when you need like very tiny details of the design. And then CapCut for videos. And then before I used the scheduler like
Meta ads, Meta business.
No, the third party one.
Oh, Buffer. something
Yeah,
like
I
that?
tried Buffer, the Sprout Social, those stuff, but the Meta has free now, and I think
Meta business.
yeah, sometimes like the insights kind of like I trust Meta because like it's like inside more.
It's their
It's
platform.
there, so like it's in the platform, so I use that most of the time too.
Okay. I found it interesting when you talk about the to balance it between job and not job, because I can totally see that. And from by stalking briefly your Instagram profile, you just kind of post whatever you want. And
Exactly.
yeah, it's very interesting. Like I found it funny when one of the content where it says propaganda I'm not falling for. That's really interesting. And then one of them says padel. That's very interesting. But what type of contents do you usually get like strong reaction from the audience?
Good reactions, bad reactions.
Well, reactions is a reactions.
Yeah. Okay, so usually sometimes there's different stuff. Bad reactions is like when I get hate comments mostly is where like I do like more of the paid collaborations where I use like minimal clothes, like I wear bikinis or like
clothes.
lingerie, those stuff. Yeah, probably that, more of the fashion stuff. But I feel also the great content is when I shared experiences and then I put my heart in writing in the captions. That's where like people reads and they relate. I think the key of like building a very great presence and cult-like followers is where you get very vulnerable and put yourself in a positions where like think that like if I share this, maybe at least I think this is what I always think whenever I want to share something is if I share this, will I make some people less alone in this world? So so that's mostly what gets people, the vulnerability.
Is that the kind of content that you treat as a job or no?
No. That's definitely not a job. That's definitely like things that I really want to share. Like sometimes like social media can be very bad things if
it is,
because like it's a very curated life, and when you go behind it, life is not as like beautiful as it is on social media. So like I think bringing the human versions of yourself who have emotions and then who like go through all the ups and downs in life, because no one's have the perfect life. And I think that's where like you really have the connections with the followers.
Yeah, but like how often do you promote your community on your personal branding?
Not as often as I should be.
Okay.
I think I should like put more efforts in it. But again, I only have 24/7. If I can live like 48 hours a day, I will. But but we all don't. So yeah, I'm wearing too many hats, and I'm just like trying to like find the right balance right now. It's still very early stage.
Yeah. You're still figuring things out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make everything going so fast and see, but I'm really glad that the community like literally, I think, go independent. I feel like the fact that it can go independent by itself and people like really meeting each other by themselves and meet more people and connect with and have like new friends. I think that's the goal. And as far as I see the community, like they meet, they like become friends. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's very like heartwarming and wholesome. But do you have like one special moment that you feel like you successful, even though you only started this for 2 months, but do you have like special moment with your community that you feel like you made an impact, you made a difference?
I think like whenever like they can go out by themselves, like there's this one time like people just ask if they want to like work together from a cafe.
Okay.
And then they went out and worked together from a cafe, and just like looking at the pictures they send is very like heartwarming, like my kids, they're going by themselves. And then they play paddle by themselves and they send pictures. I'm like, they all meet in my community. Like it's just like
But
how such like just a WhatsApp group makes
Yeah.
people meet. And I feel like if you use social media in a right way, it can change so many things in this.
Yeah. When you put it that way, it's interesting. Like you describe them as your child. Yeah. That's interesting. But what are some of the challenges you face as a leader? I assume. Yeah. Would you say you're a leader? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Both like emotionally, practically, what are the most challenging things?
I think the biggest challenges is that I need to realize that I cannot make everyone's happy. And I think also like in building your businesses, you need to like choose like who's the priority now, because building such a community and in like Bali, it's a big island.
Yeah.
For example, just like picking area I want to have
okay.
events on. It's gonna be hard because some people live in Canggu, some people live in Jimbaran, some people live in Uluwatu.
Some people live in Ubud, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So I just need to realize I cannot make everyone happy and maybe make like decisions, okay, and try to like problem solve. Okay, then like maybe we're gonna roll this week is gonna be Canggu, and then another month is gonna be like Sanur.
Yeah, like try to find the middlest ground.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the most that's my challenge for now, and it's okay to have challenges because that's where you grow.
Yeah, life is about constant challenges.
Exactly.
So, but for those people who wants to start a new community, do you have any tips for them?
I think you need to have a really like ask yourself what's the goal and what's the vision, and ask yourself what you serve and who you serve.
Okay.
Because building a community is not about being yourself. It's like for community, you know.
Yeah, it's a cause.
Yeah, and then it costs you like energy, and then emotionally it's draining because like you need to do all of this stuff for the purpose of community. So like you need to like serve people, and you don't really get anything in return.
Exactly.
And then I see it as like in a Maslow hierarchy of needs, the ones that I get is self-actualizations because I serve people, and that's the highest thing of like needs. So.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say what you do now, it's very generous to provide people such a space, because people really needs that kind of thing, and we don't see it very often, and we don't see it like very properly grow. But the fact that you serve as an example, that you successfully built this community, especially for women in Bali, I think it's very generous and very wonderful thing.
Thank you.
So if any of you guys would like to join the community, just find the description, find the more info on the description box, and check out Kak Benita Social too on Instagram, on Threads. Maybe you can do that to yourself for people who want to join your community or follow you, where they can find you.
Yes, for the people who want to join community, you can find us on Instagram at Nice People Society. And yeah, there's a link on the Instagram profile where you click and you join the group.
Okay. There's one coming up, right?
Yes.
Tonight, or?
It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be focusing more on businesses, because I think that's from the first meeting, I found like it's very interesting when people meet, the girls meet, and they talk, oh, I have this, and they're like, oh, maybe I can help you with this. Oh, yes, we should meet. Yeah, maybe we should partner up. And I think that's so interesting. And yeah, I'm going to have more events focusing on business, because where like all smart people comes together and they share, that's where knowledge is.
Interesting, wonderful. But by the time this video out, it's probably the gathering already happened. But I'm sure you will have more like in the future.
Of course, yes.
Okay, just stay tuned on Kak Benita's Instagram and the Nice People Society account. So thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the next episode. Dan sampai jumpa.